Okay, so I want to talk about the current state of the game in hardcore. I've been playing this game for about 2 months now. I probably have 700 hours, something crazy. I've played less lately, and most of these hours are spent speedrunning. So I know quite a lot about the campaign, not much about the end game, but I can tell you one thing for sure is that the current state of the game feels pretty damn good in terms of balance. There's really like one change that I would 100% make in hardcore, and is this. Exactly this. This should take 5 seconds. It shouldn't be 0.5. Okay? This saves so many players from bad situation, including myself if I want to, right? I try to not use it ever unless it's lagging or something like that. Otherwise, I don't want to use it. It feels unethical. It doesn't feel like hardcore. It feels like pause core. And I think a lot of people would agree that like this is just not a good mechanic. It's not fun to watch. It's super boring to play, I guess. I mean, super boring to watch 100%. And it's kind of defeat the purpose of like, oh yeah, I'm a really good player, you know? Nah, it's like, well, are you? Like every situation you see that is a little bit bad, all you do is press escape. I think escape by itself, like pausing the game, I think it's in a fine place right now. I think it's totally fine to pause the game if you want to. Like, of course, you can kind of abuse it. Let's say like you're in a bad place, right? And like you want to see like monsters, so you pause like this. Oh, there's monsters. Okay, sure, but like realistically speaking, like who's gonna really play like that? Like I don't think anyone plays like this much. Um, it slows you down. It's weird, and it doesn't feel that good to play like this. The most important aspect is really like how can you play the game hardcore if you can literally escape death every time you're close to it? Like, what's the point? Like, what's the point of playing hardcore? First of all, it makes the ladder being super, like, not rewarding, you know? Like, like people watch the ladder right now and they're like, oh yeah, he's level 100. It's not like, wow, that guy is, like, super skilled. He knows what he's doing. He knows everything about the game, because, like, you need knowledge to not die. But I feel like right now in the current state, it's more like, oh yeah, he's really good at pressing escape. All you have to know is like, okay, this situation is bad. Let's just press escape and quit. Just play whenever like this situation is good for us. Like it doesn't feel as good. It doesn't feel good at all in general. Like for whoever like is watching or playing. Like if you enjoy playing this way, you don't enjoy hardcore. You just enjoy like the prestige of playing hardcore, but you're not really playing hardcore. Like you're not like proud of yourself when you don't die that way. Like you're just like, oh well, I'm just abusing a mechanic that is currently in the game, which always been in the game, which was always a problem. In PoE 1, it's fine, okay? Yeah, sure. There's no pausing. Because let's be real, like right now you can pause a game. There's, and I don't want it to go away. It's super great. It's super good. The only thing you can abuse about it is literally like pausing the game, like I said, like seeing the monsters on the corner of the screen like easier and right away, and maybe think about what you're gonna do about it. Like this is the only thing you can kind of abuse, and I don't think it's worth removing from the game just because of that. Because like I said, like no one's gonna pause all the time like this, and if you do, well, you're especially if you do on while streaming or something, people are gonna be like, bro, this is super boring to watch. Like, why are you playing like this? And yeah, so overall, I think the game is in the perfect state for hardcore. I don't even really have like any like balance issue to talk about for hardcore. Like let's say I think about things that are super OP right now. Like okay, the only thing that are kind of super OP that I would change for hardcore, obviously, and that's just for standard also, is the chaining effect with what, Herald of Ice. I've never played it. I saw it's super broken, but I've never played it. And yeah, that's super broken, and it should go away, of course. But overall, like, let's say like we take the last race, right, as a base example, like of what is like super broken. Everything in the last race is not really broken if you put it in context of hardcore. Like demon form. Yeah, demon form is super strong right now. But try not dying. Like, good luck. You know? Like, try not dying in hardcore using demon form. Sure, do it. It's not a problem. But yeah, there's other that should be changed, like Bone Shatter. Like Bone Shatter, it shouldn't chain. First of all, it shouldn't build up on the shockwave and chain shockwaves. It's so broken. You can literally one shot everything. Like you have no weapon whatsoever, and you can one shot the boss in this area just because of Bone Shatter. If there's a lot of monster near the boss, you're gonna one shot the boss. It's not a joke. So is that broken? I would say it is. It shouldn't cause stun buildup, but even then, in the hardcore, it's not that broken because you have to be really close. You have to create stun buildup, and you have to walk towards it, right? In standard, super broken. Hardcore, very hard to play and not die. So I would say, even in hardcore, it's not that unbalanced. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about is the bell. Okay, the bell, I think the bell's in a fine place. It just shouldn't be stackable. It should have a global cooldown, because it's so broken. Like, let's be real. Like, no one is like, oh yeah, this ability is totally okay when you stack 4 of them on top of each other. When there's only one, like, the damage is good, but it's not like mind blowing. It's not like, okay, this makes no sense whatsoever. This needs to be patched or whatever. We don't think that way. When you only have one, it's like kind of okay. It's like, okay, yeah. I mean, this is a strong spell. It's melee, but it's not like game changing breaking with only one. It's like when you're starting to stack 4, this is where like everything becomes like so insane. Like like you don't even need items and you're gonna deal a crazy amount of damage. So that's where it becomes like really not balanced. Now the other thing I want to talk about is about Bone Shatter again, but let me say this. Bone Shatter, right? It says you cannot create stun buildup. Well, if you cannot create stun buildup, it shouldn't be possible at all with the skill. Like, it shouldn't be possible even with the secondary thing. And the reason I'm saying this is because if you go to crossbows, right? There's high round something. Like, I don't remember exactly the name of it, but high velocity round. It pierces all targets, and if the target has broken armor, it does way more damage. Well, if I have a support gem, corrosion, with poison, which is 2 support gems to make it work, right? It still won't break armor. So why is Bone Shatter with a support gem causing stun buildup on shockwaves? I'm totally fine with it, but if it works for Bone Shatter, it should work for high velocity. Like, it should have the same logic, right? Because right now it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And yeah, overall, like, the only thing that you need to change for hardcore is literally this lame playstyle of I'm dying checkpoint. It's the only thing they need to change. They literally don't need to change anything else. I think the game is in pretty good state, especially for EA. Like, it's crazy how good the game is. Like, it doesn't really, first of all, it doesn't really lag, it doesn't really crash. And if only die once to like being disconnected and coming back and being dead. It never happened before. It never happened. The only time it happened that I actually died this way, I think, no, it happened once that I got disconnected, and when I reconnected, I was dead. That only happened once. And the other time that I died from like a lag was I'm back in the game. No, I'm in the game, and then like everything, like that's the craziest focus I've ever seen in my life at this level. And yeah, I lost my thought. Like that's so crazy. Yeah, what I'm saying is like the current state of the game with the pausing is so great for hardcore because it mitigates so many deaths due to the lag. It's perfect. It's crazy perfect. But remove the respawn. 0.5 seconds. That's so insane. First of all, if you put the respawn to 5 seconds, it will change everything, because now you cannot abuse like a respawn checkpoint to farm a specific magic pack, which shouldn't be in the game. So that's great. Fix that issue. You don't even need to remove those magic pack or whatever. If you want to abuse that magic pack over and over again, you have to wait 5 seconds. I think it makes it almost fair. If you start a really bad boss and you're like, I'm not ready for this, you should be able to live 5 seconds without dying, right? So that's fine. You need to be able to quit somehow. But it removes every like certain death that you'd be 100% dead if you didn't have like the escape quit, right? Let me demonstrate like excuse me, the current like quit in the game. Like right now you can just respawn a checkpoint, right? There's like 0.5 seconds. There's also respawn checkpoint, pause the game right away, which is like 1 frame, 2 frames, whatever. But then there's also the respawn at checkpoint. There's the pausing that you do exit, you completely exit, you go back, and then when you're back, you're gonna be paused the whole time. So no matter what happens, if you do respawn at checkpoint right now, nothing's gonna kill you. So these should be not possible to do. So if you do respawn at checkpoint, you cannot repause, and you have to wait 5 seconds. There should be no other way to do it. And if you quit the game, you go back to where you were, and you still have to wait 5 seconds. That's the only way you're gonna fix hardcore. Right now, it's pussy core, okay? It's pause core, it's lame core, whatever you want to call it. It's not hardcore. Because if it's in the game, people are gonna abuse it. Even if I choose to not abuse it, people are gonna abuse it. And now you're gonna look at the ladder and you're gonna be like, okay, is this guy a true hardcore player, or is like a pause core player, lame core player? I think it removes a lot of credibility on the ladder, and I don't think it should be like that. I think we should look at the ladder and be like, okay, that guy reached 100 first. That guy is a boss. That guy is crazy good, has crazy knowledge, knows pretty much the inside out of the game. He knows when to not go at a certain place. He's very good, and not just be like, oh yeah, he's really good at pausing the game and quitting whenever it's a little bit bad. Also, it would create a lot of build diversity, because right now the best builds are kind of glass cannon build that can survive quite relatively okay, and then whenever it's bad, you just quit. All these builds are going to be pretty much in the gutter unless you really want to play it risky, which is fine. You should be able to choose if you want to go like glass cannon and go fast and obliterate like the map and just XP super fast at the cost of maybe dying. That's fine. That's totally fine with me. I have no problem with that. The problem I have is that you can literally quit whenever it's a little bit bad for you, especially with skills like meditate. Like meditate gives you twice the amount of energy shield, so that you know that you're gonna be okay, kind of. Also, energy shield is super broken right now because of that. Because energy shield, you have a fat shield, right? But it doesn't recoup. It doesn't recoup. In bad situation, it doesn't recoup. But right now, you can just press escape and quit the game. It doesn't make you good. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry if you're abusing this. It doesn't make you good. If you're surviving, if you think you're good at the game, you're not. And I'm part of it too. Like if I play that and I do it like that, I'm not good. Like it shouldn't be in the game. It shouldn't be in the game that way. It's like a hardcore should be prestige. You look at it and you're like, dude, that guy is awesome. That guy is so thoughtful. Has crazy skills. And also, it will open so much build diversity. It makes every tank build viable. Because if you're a really true tank build and you clear slow, you still have a chance at being at the top ladder. Let's say you kill everything 50% slower, but the other guy dies when he's 99. Well, you still have a chance, right? You're choosing a different approach. You're choosing a slower approach. You're choosing the turtle win the race because it has crazy endurance, but it's still a viable option. And if that's your place, it also enables your playstyle to be viable, because right now your playstyle is not viable. If you're playing a tank character, you will not be the top 100 in the top one. It's impossible. You cannot play tank in the current format. If you play hardcore, you cannot play a tank character. How crazy is that, right? In a hardcore mode, you cannot play tank. Wow, damn. Just my thought. Peace out, guys.